Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a new Fractal tone tutorial for you, and it's going to be a really quick one. This is just how to dial in a good slapback delay, kind of modeled after a Way Huge Aqua Puss type of delay that John Mayer would use. Around 2000, I would say 10 to 2014, I owned a Way Huge Aqua Puss Mark II. So not the first iteration that John has been known to use all the time, but the second one. And at the time I used it like he would as a very subtle slapback delay, but I just left it on all the time. And I don't think I really appreciated it for what it was until I started going back and listening to the Trio album. And you can really hear when he engages it. My theory is that he doesn't use it as an always-on type of pedal. I think it's mostly for thickening up leads and adding a little bit of ambience to it, especially like in maybe a dull room. So like playing live, if the room is just a little dead sounding, he'll engage this to add a little bit of effect. But today we're going to look at FM3 Edit and show you what I think gets the closest to that, since we don't have a Way Huge Aqua Puss delay in here. Today we're going to use my new Michael SX Custom. Has the Lindy Fralin Vintage Hots right here, and then a Blues Special down here. And we're just going to kind of jump around different pickup positions. But here's my signal chain. This is kind of inside look into a preset I'm dialing in for some John Mayer Trio type of tones. But we'll play through some clean stuff and some more dirty stuff. But the amp I'm using is the 2-rock, and then for the cab, I've been really digging the 2-stone, so the 2-rock with the ribbon mic, the 160 ribbon mic. And then I've been dialing back the high cut, or taking off some high end recently, and then adding some kind of more pronounced room effect. So that's kind of what I got going right now. But let's go ahead and take a look at the delay. So we're using the DM2 delay, so modeled after the Boss DM2, I think that's what it is. Now they do have a carbon copy in here, the MXR, which I know John's used before, but I kind of like this one a little bit more. Now in the signal chain you see it's before the amp. Now when a delay pedal is before the amp, and when you have drive pedals hitting it, you hear some distortion coming from the trails of the actual delay pedal, almost like oscillation. Now, some people really like that. I personally don't like that, so most of the time I have my delays after the amp and cab, because it really dials that stuff back and makes it really pristine. But for this, we kind of have to, and when this delay is at its stock settings, it's really pronounced, that kind of distortion, and don't really like it. So I've been trying to find a way to dial that out as much as I can. So here are the basic settings here. So just kind of for quick slapback, set to 100 milliseconds. Now you can play around with that as much as you like. Now going over here to the more feature, this right here is important parameter, the drive. And then for me, the input gain is also really important. I found that kind of going back and forth between those two, you find a sweet spot where you can dial out some of those kind of drivey delay type of tones. So let me just play what I have for you right now. Okay, so you can probably hear what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead, we'll turn that off and then play a little bit. Okay, so stock, I believe it's going to be around like 3.71 or something like that. I turned it up a little bit, so the drive is going to kind of take away the harshness of the repeats. But I also found that dialing back the input gain added a similar effect. So I'm gonna turn this all the way up and right around ish where the stock settings would be, and just hear how more pronounced it is. Now when I start messing with this, let's go and turn the reverb off, maybe you'll hear it. So let's go back a little bit. You can hear it's kind of disappearing a little bit. Basically all the way up to 10, you're not going to hear much of anything. So I think this is kind of where I had it. The input gain is also another spot where you can dial some of that back. So all the way up. I kind of like it right around here-ish. Then with the reverb on, it kind of all disappears. Now there was a That Pedal Show episode a long time ago with Matt Schofield, and he does something very similar, but I think he sends his slapback delay through the effects loop in his 2 rock amps, and that mixed in with the reverb gets it to kind of disappear, but without it, it just kind of sounds a little blah. So let's hit it again, see. So there you have it. There is my kind of Way Huge Aqua Puss type of slapback delay. Something very, very subtle. Something that I forgot to mention is taking off some of that high end. So that's something I did there. And then from there, everything else was pretty stock. Whoops. Everything else was pretty stock. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a try. Let me know how it worked for you. Again, my situation, my monitoring system, my guitar pickups is not going to be the same as yours. So let me know how it worked out for you in the comment section below, and we'll see you later.